Okay, what's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. A lot of things going on in the show tonight, as this is the fallout from No Surrender of last Saturday. I did see that show, and I said I was going to review it, but hey, it was birthday and everything, so I didn't really think, hey, just take a day off. Why do I really need to review anything? But I did say I was still going to watch the show, though, anyways. But there are some things to say also in the fallout to No Surrender. Well, what could I really say about this show? No Surrender was okay. I'll give it that. It wasn't a bad show. Particularly, I think it was pretty good. I know it's just one of those Impact Plus pay-per-views, but I thought it was okay. I'll give the company credit though; they did what they could to make you believe in some tiny little hope that Tommy Dreamer was gonna win the world title and whatnot. So at least they did sell you on that, and I'll give them credit. But come on, Tommy Dreamer was never gonna win no world championship. Okay, let's just get that out the way right now. But I thought the show was okay. It was pretty good for what it was. So I didn't mind No Surrender. I'm sure everybody was talking about some of the big announcement after the show aired. Of course, we know their partnership with New Japan Pro Wrestling, that Juice Robinson and Dave Finley is going to be on the show. Well, tonight's show technically, but FinJuice was going to be on Impact, so they were able to get some people from New Japan Pro Wrestling to come over here. I already knew they had a partnership, but everybody's now, everybody's new thing is now the door is open, the forbidden door, the door this, the door that. So let's see how this goes, because not remember, well, let's remember here, people. Impact did work with New Japan at one point, and I'm gonna get into a little bit more of that once I get to that part. But it's not like Impact has not worked with them before. If you remember, TNA and New Japan did a lot of shows together, but I'll get to that in a second. But we do kick it off with TJP versus Josh Alexander for the X Division title. Josh Alexander did win that triple threat revolver match, which that was probably like the best match I liked on that show. It was a cool concept. Josh Alexander wanted to get a shot at the title, which this was a really fun match to kick it off with. I enjoyed this match. I liked it a lot. My only problem was with this match is that, man, I wish there could have been some build to this. Yes, Josh Alexander did win a shot at the title, but I didn't think they were going to do the match so fast right here and right now. I would have expected at least some build up to it. Then they would have gotten to it. I didn't think they were going to do it literally right after No Surrender and do it on tonight's show and whatnot. So that was something I didn't really see coming. Like I said, I enjoyed the match. It was fun. I liked it a lot. And TJ Perkins ended up getting a Mamba Splash for the win over Josh Alexander, but I think this could have used some build. I think this could have had some vignettes or something, especially with Josh Alexander, given that now he is a single star and Ethan Page is gone from the company. And I know he's trying to do it on his own right now. So they could at least kind of, maybe give some build and tell you, like, hey, this is who Josh Alexander is, and kind of give something of a background or some type of story to him, or I don't know, something. Like I say, he's not in the North anymore. He's on his own. So I would have expected that at least, but I still did enjoy the match. I just think it could have used some build up. Brian Myers was in the back, talking to Hernandez, basically paying him the rest of the cash after what happened last Saturday at No Surrender. Hernandez got his money. Followed Bob, basically, I guess he wanted him to invest some of the money, and basically Hernandez said, here's 10. Go flip it into a 20. So I guess he was going to do that. Next was a fatal four-way. Davari, Suicide, Willie Mack, and Trey Miguel. Basically an X Division spot fest in a way, but the story here, especially the main part, is that Trey Miguel got the win doing the Meteora on a Suicide. Basically, as he win the back, Sammy Callahan says, good job on another win tonight. You're still a coward, though. You don't have any passion and everything. Basically, questioning Trey Miguel and his return to Impact. So, obviously, that's building into something. I will say, like I said, the Fatal 4-Way was just, just kind of a spot fest, really. But the key is that Trey Miguel won, and that Trey Miguel is getting wins right now. Like I said, we're basically rebuilding him into his own man again, which they kind of did a little before when he was still with the Rascals and trying to make him to a single star, but it looked like it never really went anywhere. So basically right now, I would say this is like a second chance with Impact, what they're doing with Trey Miguel, making him into a single star. So at least they're giving him wins and they're making him into his own man right now, and it's no more Rascals. So we'll see where this goes, especially with this feud with Callahan. But he did get the win right here, so that is a key part of it. Ace Austin was in the back, basically. I guess he interrupted Scott D'Amore and who was in the office with him. TJP basically saying he wants a shot at the X Division title. He won that Super X Cup and whatnot. And next week, whoever's winning this whole triple threat thing, he's kind of number one contender, and he will win it basically. As what was it? TJ Perkins, he said, Aces up, A Town down, pieces up, A Town down. You get what the joke is behind that. So look that up. Hernandez went against it's Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona. That's easy to make fun of. But yeah, Matt Cardona went against Hernandez. Matt Cardona got the win with the Rough Rider and whatnot. Nothing much to say here, but he was interviewed after. Basically saying he's been in this business for 18 years. I'm not here to pass any torches. I'm here to light a new torch, he said. And, he came to Impact and whatnot to make a statement, but Brian Myers got in the ring and said, you're just here copying me, okay? I was here first. I run this place, all right? Okay, and basically Matt Cardona says, what's the deal, man? We're friends, right? What's going on here? Hernandez attacked him from behind. Eddie Edwards came out for the save and basically knocked Myers and Hernandez out the ring. Probably another tag match again with these guys by next week. Eddie Edwards, I don't really know what they're doing with him right now other than just having him tag with Matt Cardona. So we'll see what happens with that. But obviously it's the battle of the edgeheads right now between Cardona and Myers right now. So we'll see what's going on with that. But Brian Myers, they have given him a lot of wins lately, so at least they've been building him up into something. Of course, we get another paid advertisement by AEW with Tony Schiavone talking about we're here to give out, some Valentine's gifts and whatnot. Basically, talking about Impact. I'm paying my ads right here, okay? And I'm going to plug my show for tomorrow night. And I'm thanking Impact and myself for the Forbidden Door and everything. I was able to bring New Japan and Impact. And, his promos are starting to sound really go-away heat to me for some reason. But yada, yada, yada. Tony Khan, paid advertisement. Once again, I question Impact. Why do they keep letting this happen? And, let me say something about this with this whole Tony Khan thing. I've heard about the whole Sammy Guevara story yesterday about him not wanting to work with Impact and that Tony Khan and Jericho basically got pissed. He's got heat with AEW because he didn't like what AEW and Impact were doing. I don't know what type of storyline Impact gave him or whatever. He was supposed to be in Impact, but it did not happen. And I guess he defied his bosses. So I guess Jericho and them didn't want him messing up the partnership. So they had Sammy Guevara sent home. I don't really know what they gave him, but I guess apparently Guevara's got heat now because he just didn't want to work. I don't know what Impact gave him, or he didn't trust Impact or something, but now he pissed off AEW too. So not sure really what to think about this or whatever the plan was. But Jericho and Tony Khan stopped him, like, you're not gonna mess up this partnership or everything. I don't know how much of that is a work or how much of that is a shoot, but that's kind of been the story about Guevara. Like, hey man, I'm not doing this, so I'm not going to do it, or whatever I don't know what they gave him, but that's somewhat of the plan, or whatever the plan was. So, not really sure what's going on with that, but some would say with Tony Khan, it's the inmates running the asylum. Some would say, they give the talent too much creative freedom. That may be the case. Sometimes I feel like that is kind of true in AEW, but that's a story for another day, but I can see why people would put that argument up there too, or whatever going on with Guevara, Impact, and AEW right now. Havoc was talking to Nevaeh. Nevaeh talking about, I'm tired of losing with this team and whatnot. Neil Dash would say, told Havoc, hey, we could be a team, and, you could drop your baggage right there, Nevaeh. Nevaeh basically said, how about this? We go one-on-one tonight, which Neil accepted, and Havoc was going to help her, but Nevaeh said, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to do this on my own. So, not going to need your help tonight. Next, we got the debut of FinJuice. They went against Reno Scum. I really didn't know if Reno Scum was still around, to be honest. But Juice Robinson, Dave Finlay, obviously they changed their theme songs. FinJuice got the win, basically with the superplex and the splash after that. Gallows and Anderson came out then, basically talk about, hey, we got some New Japan young boys in the arena. We were young boys at one point, or talk about they were young boys, and talk about, how they had to carry bags, and how Carl Anderson was in the finals of the G1 in 2012. And then they, tried to sell their merchandise on whiskey and everything, but Juice said, listen, we're not young boys anymore, okay? They could all drink, and it's gonna be you guys in a puddle of your own puke and piss at the end of the day. So let me say this about FinJuice being there. And I know it's been a lot of story, news lately about who else is coming, possibly coming to Impact right now. Now with FinJuice being here, which I'm not saying they're going to be a shout out to the tag division right now, especially with Gallows and Anderson. So I'm going to say this is almost like a New Japan match with FinJuice versus Bullet Club. Come on, these guys just faced the Bullet Club not that long ago in the damn World Tag League against GOD. But could they be going after Gallows and Anderson for the tag belts? Not really sure. Which they're not technically Bullet Club, but people would associate them with Bullet Club. So Juice and Finley here, and Finley being here, I don't mind. So they got a good debut. I'll give them that. Um, and whatnot. Now I know I heard that Okada may be coming to Impact or AEW, possibly both. For all I know, if he does, I think that would look really good. I hope it would look real good for both shows and whatnot. Like I said, until you get some of the bigger New Japan stars on there, then I believe that whole door thing is open and whatnot. But getting Okada on any of these shows, that'd be big. It'd be real big, especially some would say if he goes back to Impact. Because let's remember, Okada was here in Impact or TNA before, which is so funny. I was just watching that show Impact usually does after they play like their greatest stuff. And I guess the theme for this week was like Impact and New Japan. And I guess I forgot Okada was on some like explosion shows back then, like when he was still a young boy and whatnot. Mostly everybody I would remember Okada being in TNA was when he was the Green Hornet or Okado and whatnot. And we all saw how bad that went, and it kind of ruined the whole partnership between New Japan and Impact due to, what was it? That was due to Vince Russo, I believe. And they didn't work with each other for years until now, given now that the company is under new management and whatnot. But yes, they had a very strong relationship with New Japan back then. But, um, you know, due to that whole Okada thing, and they did apologize, so everything's good. Come on, we have FinJuice on here right now. But given what all that happened back then, everybody did end up they ended up apologizing to New Japan and Okada and whatnot for that horrible booking they did with him. Let's be honest, the Green Hornet shit was horrible. Okay, so we'll see if Okada shows up in Impact. I would be surprised if he does. So we'll see if we get some Rainmaker here. We'll see if we do. Rohit Raju and Mahabali Shira were in the back. I guess at a bar somewhere, talking about what happened at No Surrender. Um, Rohit blaming Mahabali Shira. Basically, they ended up shoving into James Storm. I guess he was with Chris Sabin. And, Storm says, hey, man, we all drink and listen to music. Just apologize. And Rohit said, what if I don't apologize? And then Storm took him out the bottle. Shearer was about to do something. Let's remember, these guys were in the same group at one point. The Revolution, if you remember. And he was named Koya at the time before the Shearer Shuffle. So, yes, he was here in this company before. But as they walked away, Johnny Swinger came in and said, you guys want some cheap booze, cheap girls, all this stuff. Come to my bar. And I guess he took the tip away from the bartender. Which they went to Swinger's Palace. And I don't know where this casino thing they're doing. Storm and Sabin were there, basically said, yo, Alicia, you must be that rapper Beyonce. I could lay the beat now and everything. And then Father Bob lost all his money again. Alicia told Swinger to have a heart, which he told the girl, the girls or something, or the bodyguard, whatever security team he has to get rid of, Father Bob and then leave. And Chris Sabin says, this place rules. I look at some of these segments, and I like Swinger. I think he's funny sometimes. He's actually pretty funny to me. I had to grow on him a little because I wasn't really feeling it at first, but he's grew on me. These segments, I feel like they do when they try to be too much comedy is like good and bad. It's like you've heard me talk about the Wrestle House thing before, which I felt there was too much Wrestle House on there, and I think it really should have been played on YouTube and whatnot. I don't mind some of the comedy segments sometimes, but I do believe Impact tries to overdo it. I do believe that's just due to Jimmy Jacobs' bullshit writing and whatnot, because I think he was behind the Wrestle House thing and the whole Undead Nightmare Realm or whatever it was called and whatnot at the time. And this was somewhat funny in a way. I thought the Storm part was funny. Chris Sabin said, this place rules and whatnot. But where are we going when they do this Swingers Palace thing sometimes? I don't know. So I'm up and down with the comedy thing. But sometimes I just don't think they really need to do it that much on the show and keep it to a very minimal. Nevaeh went against Tennille Dashwood. Okay match. Tennille ended up winning, beating Nevaeh. So we'll see where that goes and whatnot. Especially with Nevaeh, could they be making her into a single star? Possibly. I would like to see that because she's been teaming with Havoc most of the time, and now that they just not been making any wins. So let's see if they go singles. Violent by Design had a promo as Diener was basically talking with Eric Young, or Eric Young finished his sentence talking about Jake something like, we tried to heal you, but you rejected our offer. And basically, Jake, you didn't win on Saturday, the sickness one, okay? But now you're going to feel the fury of Doring and whatnot, and Violent by Design. And listen, I need to finish this. I need to make you suffer, Jake. And that next week it's going to be a tables match. And he's going to do this alone. Basically, Eric Young still repeating every word he says after him, and that, there's nothing more important than family. So once again, Violent by Design, one of the best promos on this show, I should say, as a group. Like I said, I like Eric Young's new group. I am digging Violent by Design more and more every week. So I'm digging it. I like it. So we'll see what happens in that tables match. Susan was talking to Scott D'Amore, Deanna Peraza and Kimberly talking to Scott D'Amore. Basically, they want to tag title shot and whatnot, or the Knockouts title need to be on the line. Scott D'Amore said, how about this? Going to be Kimberly and Susan versus Jazz and Jordan Grace next week. Winner's the number one contender for the, I think, Knockouts tag titles, they said. So we'll see what goes on from there. As they went for the card for next week, we get to the main event with Moose versus Tommy Dreamer in an old school rules match. Basically Extreme Rules, basically hardcore, basically however you want to put this match, that's basically what it is. Listen, I don't really need to see another old school rules match. And once again, Tommy Dreamer back in the main event again, folks. He was the main event on the Impact Plus show. Now he's the main event here, okay? Like I said, old Dreamer was pissed, so that's why he had this match going on, and Swan was not here. But come on, we all knew Moose was going to win. The match was okay. It's not much I can say from this. It's an old school rules match, so it's going to be some crazy hardcore stuff going on, which it did again. So, like I said, it's not much I can really say from it. Moose won. That's the point. I will say this right here, right now. Moose needs to win the damn Impact World title by Rebellion. He has to be the next one in line. Because since we passed Dreamer now, I know Swan wasn't on here tonight. Moose has to be next in line. They got to stop holding up on this. I don't know what's true about Moose's contract, if it's coming up soon than that, but you really need to put the world title on this guy by Rebellion. I wanted it by Hard to Kill, but given the whole Omega stuff, even though he was still in that match by last minute, he was enjoyable. Right now, they really need to get this guy back near the world title picture. I'm just sick of him carrying the damn TNA World title around, given that's not even a real belt anymore at this point. He's just carrying a fake belt around. This guy needs to be the world champion or something. Or even, like I said, with this whole AEW Impact thing, can some Impact talent actually show up on AEW, even though Tony Khan bullshits and calls them out every week, even though the only people we only see is Gallows and Anderson at this point? Is anybody ever going to show up or something? Just think about that, folks. Think about it. So we'll see what happens with Moose, but honestly, we see more AEW guys show up, but can we get some Impact talent on the damn AEW show? Get some type of promotion ads going on. Come on. Well, we'll see where this New Japan thing goes, too. So, I haven't checked anything on either website, or if New Japan even will post the match that just happened tonight on their website. So, we'll see if they put that even on New Japan World from tonight's Impact show, the match that FinJuice ran. But other than that, though, that is my review of Impact Wrestling this week. Comment, subscribe on me on Twitter. We will be back tomorrow night for an AEW and NXT review, of course, especially the fallout from TakeOver, Vengeance Day, and whatnot. So, yeah. Other than that, tell me what you think about Impact Wrestling tonight. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace out.